And welcome everybody to another video on Khaldor TV today. I have something a bit more special for you, something different, and today we're going to look at the European Pro League. Sounds very important, sounds really fancy, but what it is in the end is a pickup in-house league where the teams or the players from the top teams can play with and against each other. Not as a team, but more as an individual player. Because let's face it, if you queue as one of the high MMR players in Hero League, you might not get the best game experience because the system has to deal with so many players. It's pretty difficult to actually match you with somebody that is on your level. So you might not have your entire team around all the time to play Team League or just go for scrims. The players need something else where they can to practice, and this is actually what they're doing. So the entire European Pro League is currently at the start. Like, it's just now starting up. They don't even have a website just yet. It's all being handled over Skype, and they're having big plans. They want to do a whole lot more than that. But right now it's already working, and players from all the teams are just like looking for people that they can play with, and it's shaping up pretty nicely. The cool thing about it, of course, is that we can cast all of these things, and the players are also willing to experiment a bit more. So I'm currently jumping into those games every now and then, and I'm going to record a few for you. And that's exactly what I want to show you today. As it is like games that don't really follow a series or anything, there's not really, I'm probably going to put like 2 or 3 games or 2 or 3 maps in each video that I release, so it's a bit better for you guys that they have some continuous content. The one thing that you have to realize though is that this is not following the normal ban pattern that we have in the draft process for a tournament. It's designed to really give the players a quick game experience on a decent level. So what they did is just they use one ban at the beginning of the game per team, and that's it. So no in-draft bans, no like big strategies. They use the in-game draft and afterwards that has now implemented in the client itself, which is actually pretty cool. But when it comes to the bans, we don't have the typical 3 bans per team, or sorry, 2 bans per team, but only 1 at the beginning. It's not so much about the team strategy, since that's something where the teams are still scrimming against each other as a complete set of 5, but more so that the players can play against each other on a high level. For us, that's pretty awesome because we get pretty sick content and very entertaining matches, since the players are, of course, also willing to experiment a little bit more than they would otherwise be. And in this case, it's even better because we have a new patch, and that, of course, gives us a lot of changes that the players are going to experiment with on the highest level. So guys, without further ado, I'm going to give you a quick peek of what we're going to do today. You are going to see 2 to 3 maps today in this new league. I'm going to talk about it more during the games and also in the future. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment in the comment section. Of course, if you like the whole process, then also give the video a thumbs up. We're going to talk about that later. Let's not waste any more time and jump right into game number 1. Alright everybody, welcome to our first game here. We have currently a setup in which we are seeing to the left side of the map Vala, played by Alex the Pro G on Johanna, Splendor on Charism, Blumbi on Abathur, Darkmog on Illidan, and to the right side of the map it's Breeze on Rexa, Mena on Jaina, Grampakete on Malfurion, Bachek on Reyna, and Nanda on Muradin. In case that you guys wondering what we're currently casting here, this is like the EEPL, the European Pro League. It's very similar to the SPL, which is like the North American pendant. So the players are just like trying to find good pickup games, in-house games, where they can play against players on the same level. For us, that's amazing because with the patch being so new, we don't really have too many scrims just yet where the teams play against each other, but especially in the earlier hours of the day, the teams are of course still trying to get some practice in and get familiar with the new patch, and this is something that they're currently doing in these games. Pretty high level players that we're currently seeing here. We have a couple of Pirates of Pajamas players, Fnatic, NaVi, and of course also Spartanien, the former Alternate Fancy, is present in this particular game. We haven't really seen, well, we actually saw a game earlier with Ten Morales as well. The problem was that there was unfortunately a random pick by Grampakete who suddenly ended up playing Asmodan. So that was not really a game that was very, wasn't the best example there. But what we have in the game right now, which I find really interesting, is of course the Rexa, the Beastmaster. Just because Breeze in this case picked him up, he loved the hero already in the last patch, and well, Rexa was a bit changed, so now you can individually control that bear like much better than like with other heroes. So it's more, if you have more control over what you do with Misha, and that is absolutely amazing. But for now, the teams are just like trying to get a bit of a feel for the patch, and in this case, of course, that also means us. We have Darkmog with an Abathur composition, Illit and Abathur, that's what they're trying to utilize here. This map in particular, when we're talking Cursed Hollow, is one of the maps where you will see a lot of Rexa play probably in the future, especially when we're talking about Breeze. It's one of the things that they have also been trying to use on maps like Blackheart's Bay quite a bit, since with Misha, and of course that farming ability that you have with Rexa, you can take down every single camp on the map quite easily and then get those doubloons going. In this case, though, you have very good access to both of the bosses with Rexa. But there's a little bit more going on for the red team than only that, than only their siege damage power. But we have at the same time also quite the nice sniper composition for them, with not only Muradin for an initial stun, but then Misha moving in as well. We have the root on Malfurion, which can lock a target down even further, and then you can see all the damage kind of pushed in by Raynor, and of course also Jaina with those blizzards. That can be pretty cool. So that's the whole idea behind the setup that we're seeing for them right now, which is of course also why we're seeing the talents as they are at this point. We have on level 4 now the easy prey, and Rexa already trying to move to the left side to see if they're going to sneak those siege shines. And Darkmog and Alex indeed did, and now they're trying to go for Misha. Misha rushing away, but the bear is dead, and could be at a worse time, because now Breeze has to wait a couple more seconds before he can really do anything, and there's already 3 players trying to go for that first tribute. And, of course, everybody rotating over. Nanda currently on Muradin. A nice lockdowns here. Splendor survives. God knows how. Went for the shield on 4 and uses it. Grand Paquette trying to secure the kill, but going a bit deep. Illidan with Abathur is trying to take one of the red team's heroes out, but not able to do that. At the bottom lane, Abathur is doing dirty Abathur things and soaks some additional experience. So far, job well done. We have an arrow build, by the way, played on Vala, so it's more single target damage if you can get into these one-on-one situations. Already, Breeze with Misha trying to take a few camps. That build is going to unfold a lot of its damage, a lot of its like power when you have level 7, so that your Hawk does 300% extra damage against those minions and mercenaries, and that is very, very good if you are trying to just like burst one of the camps down as fast as you can. Level 10, of course, also helps when Misha just gets that huge power spike. But for now, the teams are actually quite happy to still stay on lane, get the experience, and just try and play it safe and sound here. We have the bot lane being pressured quite hard. It's not really easy to set up for Muradin here. And you can tell that Vala is doing a decent job, but once again, Nanda trying to get away here. Darkmog went deep in, but he gets away again. Unbelievable, both of them surviving. They didn't see Mane coming on Jaina, and that of course saved, at least for now, the ass of Muradin, but also that Darkmog escaped for the second time. Like, this is pretty crazy. We have level 7 talents for both of the teams, just in time for that tribute. And the throwing axes, no Hawk for Misha. Look at that, a bit of an adjustment by Breeze. There were a lot of bugs with Rexa at the beginning when he came out, but they've been fixed. So it's pretty cool to see that he just like, adjusted a bit and now has the extra range, can stay farther in the back and keep Misha up at the front. We're seeing the Healy abilities for Malfurion, and once again, both of the teams aiming for the tribute, but Mena secures it for the red team, and that is the second tribute for them. So that is a bit of an awkward position for the blue team. It forces them to fight for the next tribute in the game. The top lane is currently being dominated by Bloomby. Abathur is finally getting a bit of recognition here. The issue is, though, that they are not really ahead in experience. They are a tiny little bit ahead, but that is not going to matter too much. Keep in mind that with the throwing axes on level 7 and him not going into Hawk, one of the things that Breeze cannot do is burst that boss down as fast as he could with that alternate level 7 talent. But it's still going to be fast enough. Of course, the blue team is going to watch out for that. I mean, they know exactly that Rexa is very strong against those. Oh, Splendor using the dash just in the last second, but Barshek is going in! Oh, can Splendor really survive? It looks like he might be able to. Unbelievable. Dashes in twice. Job well done. Alex helping out with the shield glare and Condemned to keep him alive. Really well played. Of course, Echo of Heaven is also helping out a bit. I mean, like, if you are using those talents, you are a tiny bit faster. We have for Alex also an interesting adjustment here, going for the Laws of Hope on level 4. He knows that Abathur and also, well, in this case, of course, the Monk Karazim are going to try and prioritize Illidan, so he is currently trying to get some self-sustain so that they can keep it up at the front line a bit longer. The boss at the bot lane is putting a lot of pressure now onto the blue team, and that is very unfortunate for them since the tribute just spawned. That would be a cursed tribute. The bot lane boss has been taken though as well, so in this case it's at least a trade. Both these bosses barreled down the lanes, and we're seeing the fight still up here at the top, where once again they're trying to go straight for Breeze in this case, but Bashek is being attacked. Darkmok went in deep, he has the support, Abathar is there, and the kill against Reyna. He has no escape, and that is his downfall. But of course Muradin already jumping away, and in this case the blue team secures themselves another tribute. The first one for them actually. So job well done. They have their level 10s now too, and that gives them Metamorphosis on Illidan, as you can see at the left side of the screen. We're having Divine Palm, the ultimate evolution, Blessed Shield, which got changed a bit in the patch, and we are also seeing the Rain of Vengeance now. So talking a bit about the patch, like one of the things that Blizzard definitely wanted to get rid of is all that wave clear priority that we've seen in the last patch. Leoric and Johanna are still heroes that we are going to see, but they lost a lot of their wave clear. So in this case, you cannot simply just use them to barrel down a lane as easily as before. But still, Johanna is a great hero. Her disrupts are very nice. One of the things that Blizzard also mentioned though is that they didn't really like the amount of stun that you had in the mid game thanks to the Blessed Shield, so the amount was reduced a bit. If you really want to go and have that stun duration again, then you need to really focus on the talent on level 20 with your Storm talents as well, and that is something that we might see here too. So for now we have on level 10 for the red team. Well, it's of course in this case the Water Elemental. We have Muradin going for Avatar. There is also Hyperion plus the Bestial Wrath taken. And this would be Curse if Breeze completes the channel. But they're jumping in. Darkmok is in the middle of things. Once again, use the Metamorphosis right away. The Hyperion is already in play. And a nice Rain of Vengeance, but the blue team is in trouble. Malfurion is the first taken down though. And a great Divine Palm saving Darkmok here. Well played by Splendor just in the last second. But Illidan is still going down, or could potentially. Johanna already gone, and that means that there's no frontline anymore. But he's going deep for Mena, and he takes him on. Jaina dead, Illidan once again escaping here. Great play, Bashik and Illidan just barely escaping. R and Splendor at the front, and they are trying to go for the tribute. It would be the second tribute for the blue team. They are so low. Splendor's channel got interrupted. Everybody just waiting for an opportunity here. Of course, Abathar is also still in the game, so if Illidan just gets a few more hit points, they could, well, maybe pursue this, but they have to move away at least for now. So job well done at this point. We're seeing up to the top lane. Still level 12 versus level 11, Grandpa Keta trying to soak the experience, and with that second tribute secured for themselves, we are seeing now Splendor and Darkmok to the left side of the map with additional siege cannons that they are trying to get. So a pretty cool game actually, like I really like it. Players on a high level, I mean the escapes that we've seen on Illidan were absolutely amazing. Also, Bashek with his Reyna control in that last fight, he just barely got away, and it very much paid off. So level 13 talents are now in play, at least for the blue team, and that gives us now Giant Killer on Bala. We're seeing also Hold Your Ground for, well, Johanna of course, and Karazim with Relentless, which will help him a lot against those stuns that we're seeing, especially from Muradin. But let's not forget about Malfurion with those roots. Looking at, of course, Abathar, we haven't really talked about his build, but with that Illidan, it's of course like a given that he goes into a support build. We have him with a Pressurized Glance straight into Adrenal Overlord, and then also Needle Spine, and on level 13 and possibly 16 as well. We are going to see the Spike Talents to make sure that Illidan gets a bit more health regeneration, and in this case then also, of course, that slow aspect. The level 13 talents just in time for the red team to fight at the tribute here. We're seeing more and more heals on the side of Malfurion, who not only went into the Enduring Growth, but now into Life Seed. With Giant Killer, Reyna is going to do a whole lot of damage. Then later on, once again, the stun right there. The curse is real though. The red team is cursed, and there's the jump. Bashik at this point has 18 stacks on his Seasoned Marksman, by the way. And the teams are both trying to go for this fight right now. The kill against Muradin is robbing the red team of one of their frontliners, and that is why Darkmok is jumping in right away. There's no more stuns against him from Muradin, and also no reparation, so he can do whatever he wants to. But Bashik, he has those 18 Seasoned Marksman stacks, and he is trying to put them to some use right now. if they can reach that late game with a lot of stacks happening for him, then maybe he has a chance to make a huge impact and focus Illidan down during all of these fights. He needs to somehow try and pull that off, and if he can do that without Illidan, the blue team would be in trouble. A lot of their composition really hinges around the strong melee assassin. Breeze at the bot lane is trying to send Misha in to maybe delay this a bit longer and buy some time for the rest of his team to join in and contest that boss attempt. And it looks like they might be able to make that happen. Bashek, is he going to move in? Yes or no? Misha is already on point, but focus down. The boss taken by the blue team, and they're jumping in immediately, going for Grand Paquette, taking him down. He has no ice block, and he is paying the price. The kill against Reyna and also against Mene could even conclude the game. It's a triple kill, and it's going to be more than that. Here goes Rexa. Nanda escapes, or at least he tries to. He jumps and he fails. Taken out by Illidan, who just wreaks havoc in this game right now. Thanks to the support from Karazim and also Abathur, he is getting every single kill. Blood for Vala and the blue team, they mean business. They go to the bot lane and they want to at least finish off the keep. I am not quite sure if they can finish the game. They could give it a shot here, but the death timers are still pretty low. And Muradin is going to be back in another 10 seconds. They will definitely get a keep though. So how much are they going to try and pursue this? They're 3 levels ahead thanks to that last team fight that we just saw. And Bloomby jumps in with the copy on Abathur. He's already there. The rest of the team is following this up. They're trying to take it down, and with the boss they might be able to make that happen. But Illidan is already dead. And here comes the Hyperion once again. 50% on the core. They're going in once again with Karazim already down. And Vala is now dying too. Everybody's about to get dropped. Can they finish it before the boss ends the game though? Abathur and Johanna, they finish the game. Or do they? They don't! 2% on the core! Unbelievable! It's a wipe. And of course that brought the red team extremely close to level 17, or well, to the level of their opponent. The 16 talents are now finally there, and that means that we are seeing hardened focus. We have also stone form taken, and it looks very much like the red team is trying to at least get sound counter damage in. There's a lot of death timers here, and with those siege giants they might be able to maybe take down a fort, or sorry, a keep. I don't really think that they can do much more than that, but still, the aspect of the Hawk taken on level 16 right now, so that is going to be super interesting. I mean, this has great synergy also with the level 7 talent. If you find yourself a safe distance to your opponent, you can use that attack speed, just move in. That is worth quite a bit. A bit of a trap already happening here. The problem that they have is that Illidan doesn't really care. 2% on the core, that's an invitation. That's an invitation right there. That's Illidan saying like, hell yeah, I want to finish that game. Already out on the map, another tribute is spawning, and that puts the red team in an awkward spot. Can they really leave their base and try to go for tribute? And, well, if so, Illidan alone would be enough to really take that out. Keep in mind that it's not only about Illidan. I mean, whichever hero jumps in will have the support of Abathur, and they're already trying to set something up at the top lane, where the boss is starting to move in now as well. Tribute, nobody cares. But Abathur could actually jump in and try to claim it. Up to the top though, that boss might fall into the hands of the red team if they really commit here. Everybody is starting to move in. There's Breeze also with Misha. They're going for the boss. Here comes the Hyperion. Great zoning, really well done. Great move. They take the boss. The blue team. Oh, the red team actually jumps in. They jump in the last second. R gets healed. Can he get taken out? Misha is about to die, but it's Rexa that dies first. Karazim and Vala follow soon. This is a chance for the red team, but they lose Reyna. What about Illidan? Can they somehow control Illidan? It doesn't look like they can. Jaina is dead. And now Grand Paquette is the focus of attention. Alex the Pro G is about to drop and he dies. But Darkmock on Illidan, he is just wrecking this. He jumps in, takes them out one after another. And Grand Paquette is going to be his last victim. The boss is about to be taken, and then Illidan could well move down to the bot lane and try to finish this game off with the help of Abathur. I'm actually not quite sure if he can really go through that shield with Abathur, but I suppose he might. He's trying to jump in already. He is rather low though. I'm not sure if that's going to work. I don't think it will, to be honest with you. Oh, well, with the catapults it should. Rexa is going to be there in a second, but those... Oh, the double Illidan. You dirty, dirty ass. So, there we go, and this is going to be game, ladies and gentlemen. Even with Reyna back, this is it. The blue team, they take it. Job well done, and great play here at the European Pro League. Welcome to another game at the EEPL, the European Pro League. Basically like a solo player league that is currently being established in Europe. And the American pendant, the SPL, has been around for quite some time. An opportunity for the pro players to just get in-house pickup games together so that they play against the teams on a very high level. So we have currently a mix between teams. As you can see to the left side, Alex the Pro G is playing Tyrael, Splendor on Brightwing, so we have two NaVi players. Shadowma, part of Rocket, is currently playing Vala. Darkmorg, part of Spartanian, formerly Alternate Fancy, is playing on Illidan. And Zico for the Pirates in Pajamas is playing Tassadar. Pretty cool composition that we're actually seeing here for the team. We have Illidan with Tassadar. It's pretty old school, and we even see Brightwing in the game now. This is one of the things that especially NaVi really loves to do. They are incredible right now, of course. They just won the Road to BlizzCon in Prague. And to the right side, we are seeing from Gamers 2, Leo from Korea on Karazim, Smexy style playing Tyrande. We have Bashek on Kalthas, Nanda on Muradin, and Breeze Fnatic is playing Sonya here. I personally even expected Breeze to go for Rexa. He already played the hero in the last game that we cast before, but this is one of the maps where Rexa really excels. And currently, it looks like at least the red team can now secure themselves a bit of vision up here at the top. It's going to be super interesting to see how this new patch is going to affect the meta in general. And one of the heroes that got changed quite a bit is, of course, Tassadar. He has now a lot more options just to keep people alive. The shield has a cooldown of 5 seconds, down from 8, which is really interesting. If you cast it on other heroes, they have a bit of a of an increased amount of shields. So Tassadar in general, he lost a bit of the damage that he can dish out, especially with Archon. He's roughly down to 80% of his old damage, but he's now much better when it comes to keep heroes alive. And together as like a second hybrid hero, a bit of a utility support, he can deliver quite a bit. That's of course what he's going to try and do here. Oh wow, but at the same time he is eating a lot of damage, since we're seeing the red team relying on a Muradin Tyrande composition together with also a Sonya for extra single target damage. A lot of melee heroes here as well. Karazim of course for the heals. Uther was banned in this particular game, and we also saw a ban in Abathur. This is not really the normal ban pattern that you see in all of the tournament matches. What we are using is the in-game draft, but the players are pre-banning one hero each. So it's a bit of a ban, but more or less it's for the players an opportunity to really just like test their skills and play on a high level. And for us, of course, an amazing opportunity to catch some high quality games, and also players just like testing around with a few things, maybe some out of the meta heroes. But in this case, it's a pretty sick setup that we're seeing either way. Especially Breeze on Sonya is going to be an interesting touch. When we're talking Fnatic, one of the players that mostly is playing Sonya for them is, of course, LoL. In this case now, though, it's Breeze, and he is going to try and make a bit of an impact with this. We have Nanda already with the first attempted stun. Alex the Pro G is there. Here comes the stun from Breeze. They're jumping in. Alex goes away with the Eldruin's Might. He's trying to dodge. He has 4 coins right now. And they're all moving in. But Splendor dies on Brightwing. And Leo is also very low. Both of the supports are down. Breeze missing the spear. But he might still get the lead on Alex. Nope. Eldruin's Might is being used and he gets away. But Vala is not so lucky. So they get the kill after all. A 2-for-1 trade here in favor of the red team. Job well done. Looking at the builds, pretty standard, at least when we're talking for the red team here. Focused attack on level 4 has become more or less a standard on Tyrande. I'm really hesitant a bit to use the word standard here, because Tyrande has a lot of different builds. When we're talking Virtus Pro, then oftentimes it's Seasoned Marksman plus the Searing Arrows on level 4. But Focus Attack is definitely a talent that is a lot more popular on the hero now, and especially when you're going for the Ranger's Mark talent on level 1. So the builds that we are seeing for the heroes on the side of the red team are pretty much what you would expect. When we're looking to the left team, then of course especially Brightwing and Tassadar are two of the heroes that we are trying to pay a bit of attention to. And there we have the Peekaboo and also the Hyper Shift. Now when I was at Prague, I actually talked quite a bit with Splendor about like the hero choices, and especially about the Brightwing choices for them. He really likes Brightwing. They have an amazing track record on NaVi with Brightwing and Splendor. He's one of those players that doesn't really favor all the time Pixie Dust on level 4 over Peekaboo. He says that he knows that of course a lot of the teams are going for Pixie Dust on level 4, but one of the reasons why he feels that Peekaboo is extremely valuable to compositions is that not only does it give you a great amount of vision, but it also puts some pressure on your opponent when they see that they got revealed. Good kill against Muradin here. And the blue team with Illidan is doing fairly well here. Alex is already starting to turn in, and we're having them with an attempt to steal away the Siege Giants, but Breeze on Sonya was a bit too fast for that. And yeah, thank God for that from the point of perspective of the red team, because if they have 4 Siege Giants against them, that would be a bit of a nuisance. Both of the teams now moving into level 7. And of course the chests are up again. Nice stun here. Tyrael needs to be careful. Alex is jumping away, or tries to. Gets a shield and is able to escape, at least for now. And Leo doesn't want him to follow this much. And once again, the barrage is on. Taking a lot of hit points actually off the heroes now as well. Yes, he went too deep. Illidan went a bit too deep here and did not get a chance to do anything about this. At level 7 we now finally have that phase shift shield. And the problem is that it was just a bit too late. Splendor now down 2. So Illidan a bit too far out. He dies first, and therefore Brightwing doesn't have the chance to put that level 7 talent to some use. And one of the results was that 2 of their heroes now died. 4 kills against 2. We're having a full face shield build now, or face shift build on the side of Brightwing. When we're looking at the rest of the heroes, and especially that Legion Plasma on level 4 is important. This is actually like a really cool talent if you're trying to support a melee assassin. That life leech that you have there is pretty sick, especially of course if Illidan with his high attack speed is jumping in deep. Imagine that with even Abathur support for increased attack speed or something along those lines. That can really give you a whole lot of momentum in these battles. And that's of course something that they were hoping for. It's also one of the reasons why we saw Abathur banned. He's a great hero on this map in general. And that's one of the reasons why of course there was a ban on him immediately. We also have now Illidan with the first 8 on level 7, so going to try for that extra sustain. When we're looking at the red team, we have a Mule on their side. It's an amazing talent on this map in particular. Bashek here, though, he is in not only a bit of trouble, he is in a world of pain, or could be in a second. Uses passive to get the gravity lapse on the 2 heroes, and he does, but there is no escaping this. Darkmorg is shielded as Splendor jumped in to help them out, but Nanda, the entire part of the red team, is now finally ready to action, and Brightwing is dying, but are they going to lose another hero? Looks like Smexistar is the target of Darkmorg. Illidan goes in, they kill Sonya, and they also kill now Tyrande. Well played by the blue team. 5 kills against 5. They're getting back with this. But during all of this, we saw a big push at the bot lane, thanks to those camps and the waves, and that takes now in the structures of the blue team. And we all know that this is one of the most important things on Blackheart's Bay. You need to try to keep your structures alive so that you can somehow work against that. That Mule is a huge asset right now for the red team. So they are going to try and save as many of their forts and keeps and structures in general as they possibly can to make those barrages a bit more ineffective. But now we also have both teams on level 10. We have Judgment, Blink Heal, Strafe, Metamorphosis, and Archon used on the side of the blue team. And when we're talking about the red team, it is as expected, of course, the Berserk for Breeze. He's going to try and put that to some use pretty soon. There it is already. Phoenix, 7-sided Strike, and Shadowstalk have been chosen for the red team. The only hero that is still waiting is Muradin, but he decides, of course, to go into Avatar, even though the patch gave us a few changes to Haymaker. Interestingly enough, the one thing that we're going to see here now are the healing capabilities of Smexy style on Tyrande with that Shadowstalk. So Shadowstalk right now, in case you're not really familiar with the changes, that not only stealth the allied heroes, but you also heal them over the duration of 8 seconds. So it's a pretty interesting talent now. It doesn't really reveal your opponent, so when it comes to like scouting out what they are doing, it's not really useful anymore, but that heal can be quite nice. It's not really a burst heal thing though. It helps you a little bit in a fight, but it's more one of these things that you're trying to use, yeah, maybe like when you're on the retreat. For now, we're gonna find out how exactly they're gonna put that in. Judgment already used, they're trying to go in for the kill against Smexistar, and here comes the Shadowstalk, retreating a bit and healing them out. Alex is low at the front and he's eliminated, and Darkmorg fighting for survival. He takes down Sonya, unbelievable. Darkmorg, Illidan is still alive, he's going deep, and he dies. But that shield from Zico kept him alive for a bit longer. I can't believe that all that extra life leech was able to keep him alive and allow him to take at least Sonya down. Now Bashek is getting polymorphed, but he gets away. Wow, that fight and turnaround now against Tassadar. There, the double stun, but Tyrande with that stun, just too late. God, I'm loving this. This is actually like good fun. I'm really liking these games here already. So down to the bot lane, we have another fight. Shadowmar on Vala. He was isolated and taken down, and they kill against Brightwing. What started as a pretty good chase and also decent retreat here for the blue team ended up in a very uncomfortable scenario for them. They might lose Zico now as well. No, he has the shields ready and he should be able to get away there. Smexy is willing to go deep for this one, but he does not have the damage to really follow it up. Level 13 talents are ready now for the two of them in a few seconds though, and we have 6 kills against 9 in favor of the red team, so they are starting to do quite well here. When it comes to the structures, they still lost 2 of their forts, and the blue team, let's face it, they haven't really lost anything just yet. But they are going to lose that particular fort in the mid lane very, very soon. Illidan is already going straight for the boss up at the top, and currently we're seeing Brightwing helping out here. The level 13 talents are ready for both of the sides. Here comes now finally the Pixie Dust talent, with the shield dust now taken. We already have Tyria in a bit of a problem here against Nanda, trying to just like delay him for as long as possible. That boss is not taken just yet. This could be a bit of an awkward spot. Opposing will has been chosen for Tyrael. They're starting to jump in. Nanda and Breeze, they're focusing down on Illidan and they burst him away. And without Illidan, there's just nothing that they can do. Already Breeze trying to zone them a bit. The boss, the aggro, is still there. He is extremely low. He regained some hit points, but they could still go in and try and take him out here. And that's exactly what they're attempting to do with the level 13 talents. We're now also seeing the Fists of Fury. No Relentless taken here for him. But instead, the Deadly Reach duration has been increased for Leo. We have also with the Shrink Ray an excellent tool now that has been picked up by Tyrande to make sure that Illidan is not going to gain as much momentum in these fights as he is hoping for. Illidan himself went for the Sixth Sense, and we have now also the Ancient Spear for Sonya. Following this is good fun, boys. Like, this is really getting somewhere. 6 kills against 10, another turn-in attempt by the red team. They already eliminated the fort in the middle, and if they get that turn-in, the one at the top lane will fall next. At the bot lane, the towers are already eliminated too, so turn-ins are currently not really even too expensive for the red team. They are at 11 of 12 coins, and they are going to complete this one. Nanda is going to take care of that. So, yeah, we have up to the top. There's already Dark Mok once again on Illidan. Keep in mind that really there were quite a few changes in the patch, especially when it came to the Warriors. That's one of the reasons why we now don't see Hannah or Leoric in this game right now. Once again, the jump deep in here. They're trying to go for Smexy style. Bashik is already low. They are fighting. They're trying to get behind that wall, and they survive, at least for now. Illidan went deep. Shadowmar, on the other hand, is being followed by Breeze, but Breeze is extremely deep, using the Whirlwind again, and that is great for him. There was no polymorph, nothing to really interrupt the Whirlwind. That's one of the great assets here for Sonya, and one of the reasons why she was picked in the first place. Not as much stun as you would think, and therefore Whirlwind can go through unhindered and heal Sonya up again. That's exactly the thought process from the players here, picking the hero, and that worked well. But that reduced cooldown on the shields for Tacita is also absolutely amazing when it comes to especially keeping Tyrael and Illidan alive at the front line. Going for Leeching Plasma on level 4 helped quite a bit. And talking about like Tacita, he went still for the Prescience on 13, so chose more of a standard build there. The adjustments for the build that we see so far are only on level 4, where it is the, as I already mentioned, the Leeching Plasma, then the Static Charge on level 7. Brightwing here with a full phase shift build as mentioned, and we are seeing on level 13 now the Pixie Dust talent taken. With level 16 talents coming in, especially Khaldor is going to be a happy panda since he has that arcade barrier for himself. We're also seeing more survivability talents on the side of Sonya, whereas now Stone Skin, Stone Form was picked up by Muradin, and we have for Charism the Circle of Life. That talent advantage is something that they now can translate into another lead here in the middle. They can turn in, and there's, yeah, well, no opportunity for the blue team to do anything about that. They could have tried and used maybe like a Storm on the side of Tacita, but let's face it, what are you going to do with that? Very little, and if you have to go too far out and there's a good stun that hits you, you might lose a hero here, and that is just a risk not worth taking. 8 coins for the blue team. They are trying to get the experience together so that they have even talents with their opponents. And down to the middle of the map, we are seeing Smexy style and just double checking at the Pirate to make sure that there's nobody trying to sneak a few coins in while they are gone. But level 16 is extremely close. And Brightwing has, of course, a few advantages as well that we are seeing right now. It's split experience that we're currently seeing in this case. So Splendor is already there, using Brightwing to just like soak some experience, and then until they can finally start and jump in again. We have Alex the Pro G and Shadowma rotating over on Tyrael and Vala. And here comes that fight potential. Triple blood for blood has been chosen, and we are also seeing now the Dimensional Warp plus the Bouncy Dust. They are going in, but a quick kill against Brightwing puts the blue team into a very tricky spot, and now it's time for Illidan and Tyrael to die. The red team with so much momentum here. Having Sonya for damage, she is nearly unstoppable. The only thing that they can really bring to the table to stop her is basically Brightwing with that polymorph, and that didn't work out. 16 versus 18 in talents, and that is a massive push that is currently going down at the bot lane. The problem that the red team or the blue team had in this fight was also that Shadowma was still up at the top here on Vala. Couldn't really do too much here, and this looks very much like the first keep is going to fall right now. So at this point, we're having a kill against the first keep, and that is looking actually pretty sweet for them. They could try and push this even further, but the death timers are not high enough to really warrant it to go for core. So everybody is going to be back in time. And during all of this, Shadowma was just like sitting up at the top and making sure, hey, listen, I need to get some experience here. And if not for that, then yeah, they would have probably fallen even farther behind. As is, though, it's a 2-level disadvantage and another 22 coins for the red team. So they are trying to fight right now. 16 versus 16 talents. The blue team is going deep. They're going in. Phoenix already being used. Alex the Pro G, low, very low, and he goes down, trying to use the Tyrael explosion. Gets a lot of damage in with this, but Brightwing is now also pursued. Breeze is still starting to drop in HP, but use the Ancient Spear to get away. And Illidan, they just can't keep him alive. Brightwing is not strong enough to keep Illidan alive here. They don't have Karazhan with the Divine Palm. Uther was banned out, so there's no Divine Shield. And the red team is dominating this. They are going straight for another turn-in. And this time it is going to be the middle that is attacked. 6 kills against 16, and what originally looked like a very solid game for the blue team is now starting to slowly fall apart. They lost a few hit points on the core as well, thanks to that Siege Giant camp pushing the bot lane. And with so much time still on Illidan's death timer, the red team is saying thank you, moves to the top, and is trying to claim boss now. For the blue team, a loss-loss situation. They can't move in to really claim boss. They have to soak experience, which is what they do. The Storm talents are on the board for the red team, and they go straight into Transgression with the additional 7 hits against for the 7-sided strike. It's more of an 11-sided strike right now. And a double Hardened Shield. Breeze already using the Ancient Spear to chase them down here. Shadowma is on the run. Here comes Brightwing trying to help out Tyrael with the Judgment. They're going deep into the backline for Tyrael, for Tirana trying to take her down. Splendor already eating a lot of damage here, but it looks like Alex might be dying again. No, he survives, but not for long. Illidan dies first. Alex trying to keep himself alive somehow. Zico helping out with the shield, and Alex, of course, doing the exact same thing, but all of them rushing away. Loon's Grace already being used, trying to juke them down. Bashik with those chain bombs has been delivering so much damage in these fights, and you can really tell that the blue team is just absolutely clueless what to do right now. They've been trying several times, but now those fights are not helping them at all. They need to fight against opponents that are up 1 talent. Splendor and Alex still going for the great escape here. Bashik, on the other hand, he's already on horseback. He could have tried to just go in with another quick... Actually, with like... Oh, the kill against Brightwing. Brilliant against Brightwing. Alex is there, and Breeze is just waiting for an opportunity to finish him off as well. The top lane is being pushed. Brightwing was trying to escape but couldn't do anything. And now Shadowma is super low. Even if he comes back into this battle, it has very little to do. Already the man up, the challenge, the taunt. Well, Alex, I'm not quite sure if that's the smartest move that you made today, because, buddy, I hate to tell you, but you're out of map. In case that you don't know these players, this is of course just a bit of friendly trash talk, ladies and gentlemen. They are not really mad at each other or anything. But yeah, Breeze and Alex, I think that's it. No mana, no hit points, and Breeze. Oh, the kill steal. Kill secured by Smexy style. Tyrande moves in and denies Breeze the pleasure of finishing Alex off himself. 2 of the keeps are already gone. This is looking like a clean-up job now for the red team. Illidan with another desperate attempt, but yep, the kill against Bala thanks to stun and the 7-sided strike plus transgression. This is the last keep that falls here. Well played by the red team, really well played actually. That Sonya and also Sonya Muradin played together really worked wonders, especially with that extra stun from Piranha coming in. Nice moves. And yeah, pretty entertaining game as well. Tacita not having the impact that the blue team was hoping for. Illidan just did not survive these fights, was bursted down way too fast and couldn't carry the team. Ziku now about to fall, but it doesn't matter anymore. This, ladies and gentlemen, is it. The red team, they take it here. They take them down on Blackheart's Bay. And last attempt to take down Tyrande, that's not gonna happen. The core is down, GG. That's it for the day, guys. I hope that you enjoyed the games today, the EPL matches. As I said, of course, we're going to show like even more tournament games here in the future. There's a lot of stuff coming up, but every now and then we're going to throw these in, especially when there are no tournaments around, no competitions. That's, for example, the case right now after Prague, after the European Road to BlizzCon, at least for a couple of days. We're going to look at the EPL and show you a few games that the pros are playing when they are trying to practice their skill and their mechanics. So I hope that you enjoyed the games. I hope that you liked also, of course, the commentary. And guys, if you did, you know the drill. Give the video a thumbs up on YouTube and make sure that if you have any question that you use the comment section for that. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. See you guys next time. Have a good one.